Ann here from Backroad Buddies, and the video we want to share with you today is about Fort Lauderdale, Florida. To get your bearings, this is the state of Florida, and Fort Lauderdale is down here just north of Miami. Now, we spent 3 nights in the Hampton Inn downtown Fort Lauderdale as we waited for our transatlantic cruise with Princess to begin. So we had 2 full days to wander around the city. So the first day we kind of made our way from the hotel here and made our way out here to the beach. And we went down and checked out the Fort Lauderdale Aquatic Center and then had lunch at Quarterdeck, which was right about here. And then we took a stroll up the street here along the beach and then came back here on Sunrise Boulevard. So we went by Hugh Taylor Birch State Park, but we actually didn't go in there. And then when we came down here, there was a Razzleberries ice cream. So we had Razzleberries ice cream there. And then we worked our way across here and kind of walked through Holiday Park here, which took us by the ice house and the theater. And then we worked our way down here, and just about in here we stopped for dinner at a place called Mr. O1 Pizza, which was really good. And that was it for the first day. And then the second day we had some friends that happened to be in Fort Lauderdale boat shopping, so we met up with them for lunch. So we came down here and we went along the river walk here, which was really nice. And then we kind of had to get around the St. Patrick's Day parade, which was happening even though it was over a week before St. Patrick's Day. And they were had things kind of jammed up, but we managed to work our way, and we worked our way back over here. And next to the Aquatic Center was a restaurant called Coconuts, and that's where we met them for lunch. And then after we had a nice lunch, we went south this way, kind of along the beach, and then we crossed over the bridge here, and we could see all the cruise ships docked down here at the port getting ready to go, but ours wasn't there yet. And then we kind of went back here and worked our way back up to the river walk and back up to our hotel. And just had some really lovely couple days strolling around the city. So sit back, relax, and enjoy Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Thanks for watching. If you want more details about our experiences, look in the description below for a link to our related blog posts, so check that out. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. Ta-ta for now.